disadvantage and good health for everyone else. Something else was happening. Remember, this is the UK where healthcare is socialized, and theoretically you have equal healthcare. They also found that there was a social distribution of disease, meaning that as you went from the top of the socioeconomic status to the bottom, the types of diseases people would get would change on average, but they'd be linked. For example, the lowest rungs of the hierarchy had a fourfold increase of heart disease-based mortality compared to the highest rungs. I think, if I remember correctly, the highest rungs were things like melanoma, people sitting on their yachts, which I thought that was quite amusing. Regardless, this is the pattern, and to a certain degree, it's irrespective of healthcare. Keep this in mind. Disease is being generated irrespective of socialized healthcare. Even in a country with universal healthcare, the worse a person's financial status, the lower they are in the social hierarchy, the worse their health appears to be getting. Why is this? As it turns out, psychological stress generated from social inequality. Not the byproducts of inequalities such as poor nutrition, healthcare resources, or education for a person's health, but inequality itself, psychological subordination. Concurrent research done by Richard Wilkinson at the University of Nottingham found that more income inequality there is in a society, the worse the gradient of health and mortality rates. This is irrespective of absolute income, and again, it has nothing to do with healthcare and nutrition. Evidently, the more income inequality that exists in a society, or in other words, the more stratified a society is, the more money that's divided between the culture, the more health problems that occur in the upper and lower classes together. It isn't about money in and of itself. It's about the psychological ramification, the psychological stress or psychosocial stress generated by the social hierarchy itself. Not to mention, as an aside, it is also well documented that the more income inequality that exists, the more crime, assault, robbery, murder are probable. Not the more poverty and deprivation that causes this, the more inequality. Does everyone understand that? That's a very interesting point. This is easy to exemplify for the United States, which has the largest income gap on the planet, also has the largest crime rate in the world, the largest prison population in the world, and amusingly, we're also the most aggressive and armed nation in the world. Go figure. The bottom line is that when it comes to the comparison of hierarchy to egalitarianism, in other words, people being equal or people being stratified, egalitarianism or equality, when it comes to psychologically stress-driven health, trumps stratification for the whole of society from crime to disease rates. So in conclusion to this section, I hope I've made this relatively clear because it's a really important point when you think about it. Not only are social classes modern inventions of human society, social classes are scientifically proven to be detrimental to the health of everybody by the very construct of its creation. I think, in conclusion of this formal presentation, that is one of the most incredibly compelling motivations to seek alternatives. The very fabric of the larger order of society is intrinsically and provably unhealthy. And coupled with everything else that we've talked about, I think that adds a tremendous weight to moving forward into something new.